I'm Caden McFadden, class of 2017, and welcome to This Week in SCC Sports.
Don't stop your dreaming, let yourself float upon the notion, we can work it out.
Welcome to This Week in SCC Sports. I'm your host, the voice of the Saints, Brandon Karam, SCC class of 2020. We start off this week's show with girls volleyball. On Monday, the JV and varsity hosted Mechanicville at the Broadway Gym. The JV lost a close first set, 25-23, before taking the second, 25-17, and falling in the third, 25-18, to take the loss. The varsity had better luck, winning the first two sets 25-12 and 25-10, and taking the third, 25-22, for the victory. On Thursday, it was the girls' annual Spike Out Cancer Night, and they hosted Hartford before a very enthusiastic crowd decked out in pink. The JV lost a heartbreaker in the first set, 36-34. Then they lost the second set, 25-23, for a tough defeat. Here's JV coach Kayla O'Donnell with her thoughts on the match.
That first set was amazing. They played till 34 or 35, I think, longest volleyball set I've ever coached in my life. I think we just got outserved today. Their serves weren't there, but they played great.
The varsity Lady Saints also had a tough night, losing 3 straight sets. Here's Coach Maria Iso's thoughts.
It was a disappointing loss. We were a little flat tonight. They hesitated and they played hard, but we came short. And the crowd, we were happy with the crowd, and we'll take that home, and that we raised some money for a good cause, and we'll just reset next week.
What was your overall thoughts on Pink Day? You mentioned the crowd. What did you think?
It's great crowd. We haven't done the final tally, but I would say we have a lot of money that's going to be going to a good cause.
Although the ladies didn't have any luck, the night was an overwhelming success. Here's what's on tap for the girls this week. In boys soccer, on Monday, the varsity boys traveled to Waterford for their senior night. Dante Marin was the offensive threat from Spa Catholic, and while he played well, the Waterford defense was able to keep the clean sheet. Also on Monday, the boys modified hosted Waterford at the Northside Rec. Going into the late second half with the score tied 1-1, Lucas Doherty streaked down the sideline and was able to get free and scored the game-winning goal. Here's what he had to say about it.
I was just trying to score because we were on a losing streak and we haven't won in a while. So I was just trying to score for our team.
This is what head coach Dan Massey had to say about his boys' performance.
It was a tough-fought battle. This was the first time all year that we showed that we got down early. It was 1-0 and after the first quarter. It was the first time we showed a little bit of adversity and we responded to it. And we put that last goal in the last minute. So that was a good way to win the game.
You're coming off of 2 tough games. What did you guys do today that you didn't do in those last 2 games?
Well, the last 2 games, Brandon, we were competing, but we just couldn't find the back of the net. So for me, it was just trying to tinker with the lineup a little bit. I got Lucas Doherty and Jack Wigan up top at striker. They brought a little bit of extra energy to the game, and we were able to put 2 goals in, where in the last 2 games we weren't able to find the back of the net. Wednesday,
the varsity played a home match versus Cambridge. On a night where Spa Catholic was missing 3 of his starters, they still put up a good fight. Nick Condry received the ball from Zach Kronk and headed the ball far post, putting Spa Catholic up 1-0. Saratoga Catholic's defense stepped up for the rest of the half, holding off Cambridge on many of their counterattacks, and the match headed into halftime 1-0. Cambridge came out of halftime on a mission with 2 goals in within the first 10 minutes and putting Cambridge back on top 2-1. In the 60th minute, Cambridge scored its 3rd and final goal, and the match ended in a 3-1 score. Here's head coach Brett Simpson.
If the games were only 40 minutes, Brandon, we'll be one of the best teams in the league. But sadly, it's 80 minutes, and every game's been a 1-goal game at the half, except for our first one. And until we play 80 minutes, the results are going to stay.
What happened during the second half today?
We came out a little flat. I told them at halftime, it's a 1-0 game. They're going to come out. They're 3rd in the league. We knew they were going to punch it in sooner or later, and we had to respond, and sadly that didn't happen.
Friday, the Modified hosted Greenwich and Kimway with an overtime victory 2-1. The varsity traveled to Greenwich. Spa Catholic started the game with a lot of pressure on Greenwich goal, ripping 3 shots in the first 10 minutes. The game got much more competitive, and Greenwich scored 3 goals in the first half. The second half was back and forth by both teams, but no one found the goal. Brett Simpson had this to say.
Well, we played another good 40 minutes. You know, it just happened to be the second half. We were down 3-all already. Like I said, last game, until we play 80 minutes, the results are going to stay.
Your thoughts on your upcoming game against Hoosick Valley?
I'm a little bit worried. We've had a tendency to play down to our competition. We beat them last time. It was a 3-2 game. As long as we step up like we played the second half here, we'll be fine, Brandon.
These are the boys' matchups this week. In cross country, on Tuesday, the team rolled over Tamarack. The boys won 19-49, led by Kevin Cronin, who was first, followed by Caden Nawad, Griffin Day, and JP Tagliafiero. The ladies won 22-33. Katie West was second, followed by Laura Kenny, Kristen Mayer, and Teresa Hajos. Katie Cronin was second in the modified meet. In girls varsity soccer, on Wednesday, the ladies hosted Cairo Durham at the Chasdake Field. After scoreless regulation, Cairo Durham scored in overtime to come away with the win. Goalkeeper Kara Colvin played another outstanding game with 17 saves. Saturday was Senior Day, where the seniors were honored by the team and their parents. The girls hosted Whitehall and came away with a 5-0 victory. The ladies were led by Lauren Mayer, who had 2 goals, with Mari Shaw, Kristen Mayer, and Megan Schmidt each having a goal. Here's Lauren Mayer.
I think we played really hard and just kind of dominated and tried our best and worked together as a team, so it's good.
Coach Dan Cogan had this to say.
I thought it was a pretty well played game. Our seniors did very well. All our seniors started today and contributed very well.
You had the ball on their half most of the game. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we tried to possess the ball and use a pass to possess. I don't think we were as sharp as we could have been, but we did keep the ball in their half, and that's very important.
After the game, there was a barbecue for everyone to enjoy. After the break, our interview with boys varsity soccer coach Brett Simpson.
Tell everybody, yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man.
At Saratoga Central Catholic School, we pride ourselves in helping each student reach their highest potential. Saratoga Central Catholic students grades 6 through 12 prepare not only for college, but for lifelong learning. You'll see students engaged in AP courses, team sports, fine arts programs, and many clubs and activities. All students have the ability to participate in AP courses and extracurricular activities. Schedule a tour today and learn more about this great opportunity for your child. Visit us at saratogacatholic.org or call 587-7070.
I'm Katie Case, class of 2017, and welcome back to this week of SCC Sports.
Welcome back to This Week in SCC Sports. Today's guest is Coach Brett Simpson, head coach of the varsity soccer team. And so your first question today is, Coach, what's your assessment on the team so far?
The boys have really come a long way. You know, a lot of people get focused on records, and as a head coach, you look beyond the record and see where the kids have come from day one. And we started back in June with just open soccer, and from then the kids unbelievable strides today, so we're very proud of the boys.
What's your thoughts on being the only 3-sport coach at Spa Catholic?
It makes me busy. I mean, it's what I love to do, it's what I want to do, and although it makes time a little less for me, it's exactly what I love, so doing what I love to do is just perfect.
How important is team chemistry to you?
Oh, it's everything. At the end of every huddle, we break with family on 3, and without team chemistry, really nothing works. So, family on 3.
You were an athlete at one of our former rivals, Sharon Springs. How does being an athlete carry over to coaching?
Basically, the way I played is the way I coach. You give it 100%, and if you don't give 100, then you find yourself over next to me, and that's the way I played, and that's the way we're going to coach.
We know you're a big UNC fan. Is basketball your favorite sport to coach?
It's tough to say. Basketball is my favorite sport. Coaching overall is just what I love, and no matter what it is, I'm going to give it 100%. So I just love to do it all.
Coach, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, anytime. We will see you next week on YouTube, so stay tuned.